A man is still working to keep a promise he made to his late wife 10 years after losing her in a tragic accident. Mike Humphrey says ADOT has the power to prevent another tragedy, but won't do it. News 4 Tucson's Allie Potter sat down with both sides and brings us this report.
It was exactly 10 years ago today. Pam Humphrey and her sister-in-law were driving to Phoenix. As you can imagine, they were so excited to move their mom to Tucson. And that's when they faced the deadly stretch.
And it was a cold day, and they were both laying on the couch. And, he was like 2 days old. I remember that's like it's yesterday.
Mike Humphrey reflects on his favorite memory with his wife, Pam, and their son, Sean.
It was very playful. You can see by that smile. She loved, she was always kind of that way.
2008, life took a turn. Pam was driving with Ann, her sister-in-law, on I-10 and swerved off the road to avoid hitting debris. She crossed over a median and collided with a wheeler. Pam's car was ripped in half, and the two women tragically died at milepost 171.
We got to do something, because I don't want other people to have to go through what I and my son went through.
Mike says if a median barrier was there, Pam and Ann would still be alive. Now he's on a mission to have those barriers installed along I-10, but he says ADOT won't do it.
Like the polio vaccine, you can do something that will immediately impact deaths and injuries. And the question is, why won't you do it?
This 81-foot wide median is located at milepost 171. It serves as a recovery area instead of a barrier.
They're much safer than putting a barrier, which is considered a hazard, in.
I sat down with Mike's lawyer, John Leader, to understand the need for barriers.
And the danger is that on this stretch of road, there's a greater likelihood that a car is going to come shooting across the median from the other way, and you're not going to be expecting it, and even if you're expecting it, there's really nothing you can do about it.
In the past decade, nearly 1 million licensed drivers and registered vehicles have been added to Arizona's roadways.
962 fatalities statewide. In terms of a trend, these are extremely rare, unpredictable locations that they happen at.
Now that number reflects deaths on all roads in the state, not just those controlled by ADOT.
It is a very rare occurrence where we have a cross-median crash. It's less than 1%. That doesn't mean that we don't feel for the families that lose a loved one, but the safest median really is one that has a wide recovery area, and that is what is on I-10 right now.
The crash happened 10 years ago, and the jury found ADOT at fault and awarded Mike and his family $47 million. But Mike says that's not solving the root of the problem.
They need to open up, and they need to talk to the families, and they need to really take a good hard look at what's going on out there and what the real effect is here. It's happening to other families too.
I asked ADOT the what if median barriers are installed. Steve Boshin with ADOT called it a hazard.
We will end up with more crashes if we put a barrier in. It's just common sense.
ADOT hopes to speak with Mike and his family once the case is settled. But in the meantime, all Mike can do is wait and listen.
She still reaches out to both of us. She's still talking to us, and whenever I'm in a jam, I'm asking her, what should I do?
The case is now under appeal. No median barrier signs are now along I-10 and throughout Arizona. ADOT says it helps alert drivers. If you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email us at investigators@KVOA.com or call 955-4444. Investigating for you, Allie Potter, News 4 Tucson.